Thanks, Greg. Yeah, we, as a family, we rode our bikes from Alaska to Argentina. It was a 3-year journey, 17,300 miles through 15 countries on our bikes. It was just us out in there and in Mother Nature's world. I often say we were just part of the food chain.
Amazing. So 3 years, and see, when people hear that, it's astounding. How do you walk away? How do you go away from what you're doing for 3 years? And that's why I love your story, because that's not 3 months. And 3 months, most people are impressed by 3 months, but 3 years. So tell us kind of what you were doing and how you prepared and how you had the longevity to continue through your trip.
Well, I think what happened for us is we initially took off for 1 year. It was going to be a 1-year career break, 1 year only. We were planning on just taking a year off. My husband and I were both school teachers. We were going to take 1 year off from teaching and spend that year cycling around the U.S. to show our boys. We had lived overseas most of their life, and we wanted to show them their own country. So we took off for a year, and that was great. Had a great time. Cycled around the U.S. and Mexico that year. It was absolutely wonderful. Perhaps too wonderful. And so we decided that we wanted to keep going. And so we came back to Idaho, and we spent a year kind of just regrouping, replanning, coming up with what we needed in order to make this Alaska to Argentina trip happen. So we had already had a year, and so at that point, it kind of becomes your lifestyle.
Right.
So when you've been out there for that long, it's no longer just a trip, it is a lifestyle. And so we just kind of continued that lifestyle on.
Fantastic. It becomes a way of living. And it has for us too. It's no longer a trip, like you said. So I'm sure people are wondering, okay, even a year, you're school teachers, how in the world did you pull a year? Was it strictly on savings?
Our first year was. Our first year was completely on savings. We had taught overseas for many years, and we had always had a philosophy where we just lived beneath our means. And so we had always, even as teachers, we had usually lived on one salary and saved the other, or sometimes we were able to save even more than one salary. And so we had our savings, we had our retirement savings, and we finally decided that we wanted the time with the kids now, before they grew up and flew the coop. We wanted that time with the kids more than we wanted a more comfortable retirement. And so we decided that we would spend some of that retirement money in order to have that time with our children now, knowing that that might mean that we will be teaching longer. We won't be able to retire as early or whatever, but that was something that we were willing to do in order to have the time with the children.
Yes, the exchange rate is what I call that. Willing to exchange those other things for that quality when you have your kids, because they grow so fast.